Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming today for my presentation. I'm Hajime Ikehara from Chiba University Hospital Pediatric Department. I worked as a doctor for 9 years, and I have worked as a doctor for children for 7 years. I have started the research recently, so I'm sorry for that I have enough result of the research to show you today. So I introduce myself and my research perspective and goals. Today's content, first I introduce myself and I show about Chiba University Pediatric Department and Child Neurology Group. Third, the main part of this presentation, I explain about Gorlin syndrome and hedgehog signaling. The last, I explain my research perspective and goal. First, I introduce myself. I'm from Toyama Prefecture. Do you know Toyama Prefecture? Where is the Toyama Prefecture? Toyama Prefecture is in this red area of this map. Toyama is famous for beautiful mountains and fresh faces. Toyama means we have a lot of mountains. This is mountains in Toyama in winter. In winter, we have a lot of snows. So we have, because of the lot of snow, we can't use the road in the winter. So in the spring, we remove the.
Could I give this? Just slow.
Remove the snow to make a road to drive the between the snow wall.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
These are the very famous, very delicious food in Toyama. This is a shiroebi and hotaruika and kanduri. This is very delicious food. Please come to the Toyama office, Hokuriku Shinkansen. I found the website that say there is the most beautiful Starbucks coffee shop in Toyama. This is a picture. It is located along the river canal. In the night, the coffee shop become more beautiful with lighting out. Thank you. I'm a member of the Chiba University Hospital Pediatric Department. This is a Chiba Prefecture shape. This is a Chiba. It is a character of the Chiba Prefecture. Its shape is very visible to the Chiba Prefecture's shape.
I found Tokyo Disneyland here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our hospital is located in the hill, maybe Chin, this place. So this is a new building of the Chiba University Hospital for the outpatients. Very beautiful building. This is a member of the pediatric department. This is not all the member. This is my boss of the professor, Naoki Shimojo. This is my group, child neurology group boss, Kasuno Fuji. I'm a member of the child neurology group. Child neurology. These members are the pediatric physician, but we have a specialty, some special groups in my pediatric department. I belong to the child neurology group. In the child neurology group, we see patients with neurological and muscle diseases. Most common disease of this disease is epilepsy, tenkan. other diseases are developmental delay, myopathy, 発達地帯、筋疾患, and so on. Many of diseases are congenital or due to genetic abnormality. We divide in the special neurology group the Gorlin syndrome patients. Now, 25 patients come to our hospital from various parts of Japan. Gorlin syndrome is a neurochannel disorder characterized by development defects such as palmapils. This is palmapils. 主症召喚号 flux calcification, flux calcification and liver abnormalities. Liver abnormality means these patients have fused livers on the left side, and tumorigenesis such as basal cell carcinoma, medulloblastoma, and keratocystic odontoid tumor. Medulloblastoma is basal cell carcinoma. Gorlin syndrome is caused by a heterozygous mutation of PTCH1, human homologue of Drosophila pachyt. This is a major member of the hedgehog signaling. This is a clinical feature of Gorlin syndrome. What is a hedgehog signal? Hedgehog signal functions are first, this is a very important segment of quality factor. A very important factor to decide the body patterning. This decides left side and right side, or anterior side and left, posterior side, or head to bottom. So this hedgehog signaling abnormality caused a very severe anomaly. And second function is the cell proliferation. Hedgehog signal activates the cell proliferation, so overactivated hedgehog signaling caused overgrowth. Extremely overexpressed, that caused tumorigenesis. And hedgehog signaling is activated mainly in the embryogenesis. In adult animals, hedgehog signal function is mainly organ regeneration and stem cell maintenance. Hedgehog means this animal, habinesum. Hedgehog mutant embryo shows a special shape, gisa shape, so we call this signaling pathway hedgehog.
Is this a Drosophila?
Drosophila, yeah.
Drosophila.
Drosophila. This is a map of hedgehog signaling. Main factor, these are the main factors. Hedgehog is a ligand, and PTC is a hedgehog receptor, signal repressor. SMO is a hedgehog signal activator. The downstream of the hedgehog signaling, GLI1, GLI2, GLI3A, are the transcriptional activator. GLI3R is a transcription repressor. These hedgehog signaling occurs in the primary cilia. Primary cilia is a solitary non-motile microtube-based organelle. When hedgehog signaling is activated, SMO moves into primary cilia. I show a very simple animation. Without the hedgehog ligand, PTCH replaces SMO function, so hedgehog signaling is not activated. When the hedgehog signaling binds to the PTCH, it releases the SMO, and SMO enters the primary cilia, and in the end, GLI enters the nucleus and target gene transcription is studied.
Could I see the animation again, please?
Yeah.
Very interesting. So hedgehog binds to patch.
Yeah.
And patch, hedgehog ligand receptor complex move to the basement of the plasma membrane.
Yeah.
And then the signal transducer SMO moved up to the
After
the middle part of the primary cilia, and then the SMO activates the GLI transcription factor, and then GLI move to the nucleus and then activates the certain genes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Thank you so much. Really good.
This is hedgehog signaling and human diseases. Blue words are the congenital anomaly, and black words are tumors. Many tumors are related to the hedgehog signaling, and many congenital anomalies are related to the also related. And Gorlin syndrome is here. If we knock out the hedgehog signal, that causes very severe congenital anomaly. It is lethal. This is left side is rat.
In this part, could I ask you what is the meaning of the sonic?
Sonic.
I understand the meaning of the hedgehog.
Yeah.
But this moment I do not follow the sonic.
Sonic. Yeah. In the vertebra, we have 3 hedgehog subtype. Sonic hedgehog, Indian hedgehog, desert hedgehog. Sonic hedgehog is a main ligand of the hedgehog signaling. The Sonic means, do you know the game character of Sonic? Of the hedgehog.
That's somebody.
This is the Sonic.
Who knows this?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very famous character of the hedgehog.
Famous?
So very famous.
You know?
Yeah. Someone calls the hedgehog signaling.
小倉さん。
ゲームとしては知らないですけど、キャラクターとしては言う。
We are friends. Okay.
So someone calls the main ligand of the hedgehog sonic hedgehog.
But why? How come? This looks like a sonic hedgehog. I didn't follow. Why did the author, the researchers, designate the sonic hedgehog from the game? What the
Game. From game character. So
and sonic hedgehog and what are the 2 others?
Indian hedgehog, desert hedgehog.
Desert hedgehog. All of 3 are from character.
Maybe not.
So
Maybe not.
only
Only
sonic.
Sonic Hedgehog is derived from game character.
Okay, so sonic hedgehog. What that sonic means? Indian, and I understand the Indian hedgehog. And what else?
Desert hedgehog.
Desert hedgehog. Desert. I understand. What is the meaning of the sonic?
I'm sorry, I don't know what means of
And,
Sonic. Sonic is
this,
maybe a name.
This part is from the hedgehog.
Yeah, hedgehog. It is a hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Yes. Hedgehog. Okay.
If we knock out the hedgehog signal, left side is control of the rat embryo. It's a normal rat embryo. It has the normal right side nose hole, left side nose hole, and this is a mouse. If the completely knocked out the sonic hedgehog,
Does this look like sonic hedgehog? I mean, the author thinks this shape is a SHA, sonic hedgehog.
No.
No. Just. Oh. So they don't care for the shape. They don't
Yeah.
care for the. Okay. All right.
Knockout embryo, only one hole of the nose and without mouth. This is very severe congenital anomaly. If dysfunction of the cilia cause also disability or, and congenital anomaly, this patient have a dysfunction of the cilia. Maybe he have a prominent forehead, and low set ear, 使い手、耳が低いと。Polydactyly, he has 6 toes and fused toes.
And 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6. So hedgehog signaling is a very important factor to decide the number of the fingers.
And may I ask what the meaning of the ciliopathy?
Ciliopathy, ciliar abnormality.
Oh, okay. Abnormality of the cilia.
Cilia.
So the patients suffer from discharge of the sputum. Ciliar dysfunction syndrome. So, 痰出せない。
Maybe primary cilia's function is different from the other cilia's motor cilia. Primary cilia is not a motor cilia, not move.
How about the sperm?
Yeah, I don't have enough information. Primary cilia is different from the.
Because if it's if the patient has dysfunction of cilia, the patient could be infertile. Is that right? 子供できる。
I don't.
中村君アナライズの方の資料欲しい。すみません。シリアがおかしくなったからといって不妊になるわけじゃないですよね。多くの場合は正常になっちゃう。
視野のパラマイ視野に特異的に発展している分子のある異常ということで、多分ちょっと、シリオパシーというとかなり広い感じになっちゃうので、あまり言葉としては適切じゃないかもしれないですね。In the Gorlin syndrome, in the normal hedgehog signaling, I showed hedgehog bind to the PT patched and release the SMO and activate the GLI and the transcription is started. But Gorlin syndrome patients have a dysfunction of the PTCH1, so hedgehog signaling is easily activated. So, Gorlin syndrome patients have overgrowth. Gorlin syndrome patients have a large head, or Gorlin syndrome patients have already one hit of the PTCH1. So, if the PTCH1 have a second hit, that results in the tumorigenesis these tumors. So, Gorlin syndrome patients have a multiple basal cell carcinoma. This man is a patient of Gorlin syndrome who he has a basal cell carcinoma in his face and ear. This one is another patient, other patient of the Gorlin syndrome, he has a multiple lesions of the basal cell carcinoma in his back. So this figure shows the age distribution of the basal cell carcinoma in Gorlin syndrome patients. Black bar number is patients of the basal cell carcinoma in Gorlin syndrome. This report says that Gorlin syndrome patients over 20 years half of patients over 20 years have at least one lesion of basal cell carcinoma. Over 40 patients, 70% of the patients have at least one lesion of basal cell carcinoma. So early life stage. So usually basal cell carcinoma treatment is operation. Surgical resection is the main treatment, but Gorlin syndrome patients have a lot of lesions, so it is not possible to all of the lesions to remove. It is very important point. And Gorlin syndrome patients have a sensitivity to radiation. These patients have had a medulloblastoma in 3 years. So in the therapy of the tumor, radiation therapy is was performed to the whole spine. After that, multiple basal carcinoma were occurred the area of the radiation. This is the radiation area. So we can't perform the radiation therapy to the Gorlin syndrome patients. This is the medulloblastoma of the Gorlin syndrome patients. Medulloblastoma is occur in the cerebrum, shown. Medulloblastoma in Gorlin syndrome is occur in younger age, 2 to 3 years. Sporadic medulloblastoma is occurs in 6 to 9 ages. So we need therapy to the tumors, not surgical resection or radiation. We have drug to these tumors, vismodegib. Vismodegib is a SMO antagonist, very effective drugs to prevent recurrence of advanced basal cell carcinoma. It is used already used for the advanced basal cell carcinoma. It also plans to be used for other tumors, medulloblastoma, stomach cancer, lung cancer, pancreas cancer, and rectal cancer. But vismodegib has many side effects: diffuse alveolar small, dysregulation, loss of taste, weight loss, aesthesia is weakness of the muscle, and decreased appetite. And it also has a teratogenic effect, psychic essay. So about 40% of patients cannot continue vismodegib therapy because of these side effects. This is very this is a severe problem because Gorlin syndrome patients have several tumors in early life stage. So it takes so long time to treat or prevention.
Which pharmaceutical company has this?
Yeah.
Drug? This more big here. And then how did you find this more big SMO as a SMO antagonist? Is it
How
yes? How? Right.
the
How?
company find the
Yes,
smoothened
yes.
drug?
Exactly. That's my question.
So I
We don't know.
Yeah.
And which company? GSK. Pfizer.
sorry.
I don't know. Maybe.
Eh? Which company?
Maybe you can. Okay, I can take a look. Okay, thanks.
So, my research and perspective and goal is I want to find a new drug to prevent or treat tumors of Gorlin syndrome. It has fewer side effects compared with bismuth. So, Gorlin syndrome patients can continue drug therapy for a long time. It's a very important point. So, I plan to make systems to assess efficacy of the drugs to control hedgehog signaling with iPSC from Gorlin syndrome patients. So, this is all of my presentation.
Thank you. And the question and comment. Very nice presentation. Very nice. Comprehensive.
Okay. You mentioned about the complex formation and association patch. And how to this complex? How to and Syria.
How to move
At first and
patch to movement.
yes.
Arigato.
Tumor independent.
Maybe patch movement is not advanced on the tubing. Maybe this is a very simple animation. So, すみません。多分 PTCH の場合はノードだったりとかそういう依存性でこう動いてるんだと思う。その常にこう動いてるところのがヘッジホグのがくっつくということで変わるということです。その後の SMO がくっついてさらにそれが実はグリもこう上に行ったり下に行ったりするんですけど、そのトップに行ったり下がったりということがある。それはこの能動的にこの輸送系が働いて動いていると思います。
膜状の木だけじゃないんですね。
膜のノットわけではないですね。ピッチに関しては多分こうノート的なものだと思います。その平行のがヘッジホグによって変わるっていうことだと思うんですよね。
Question or comment? No question is zero. So, do you have a comment? Comment? If not, なんかある。はい。
思いつかない。
して、
はい、
それからどう分化するとともに何を入れてどう変わったら効いたというサーチをされ
まずはその分化させる、もちろんその皮膚とかその脳腫瘍ってことがそっち分化させる方がいいかなと思うんですけど、まずはiPS の段階でのヘッジホッグの評価からいってみようかなと思ってるんですけど、その結局細胞増殖とかっていうことが多分ヘッジホッグのその問題なんで、多分最初からすぐに動いてると思うので、そのまずiPS のそのままの段階でその実感 iPS のヘッジホッグの動き方というか、多分おそらくヘッジホッグのそのリガンドに対する感受性が多分違うんじゃないかなと思うので、それが差が出せればその時点でもうすでに薬の評価はもしかしたらできるかもしれないし、ただもちろん分化させた方ができれば皮膚の幹細胞とかになって、それに対する何かこう感受性って見た方が本来は一番いいと思うんですけど、ファーストステップとしてはちょっと iPS の段階でやってみようと
中村君、今つくばのこちらに戻ってくるんですけど、シリアの関係の多分ヘッジホッグの方が先にあって、今中村君がやってるそのタンパク質がもうちょっと後になるので、シリアが動いて毛体シリアの方が多分変わっていると思うんですけど、その水頭症を結構高頻度に出すんです。水頭症には興味がない。
いや、もちろん。
なんかただ水頭症自身は治療法がもう確立されているので、あまり病気としてはもうそれほど重篤な。
結構困る時はやっぱりありますね。基本的に外科治療なんですけど、ただそれでやっぱりその外科治療をしなくて済むならそれはそれで当然いいですし、感染の問題とかもあるので、実際にはそのこのここで出てくるそのホロプロって言われるものとかっていうのに関しては、明らかに水頭症になってしまうそのヘッジホッグの関係になるので、ここに挙げた以外にもいわゆるそのヘッジホッグとあとヘッジホッグ関連のシグナルの問題で、水頭症を起こしてしまうというのがあるので、興味はもちろん
極端な場合単眼になるんですけど、ですよ。今回中村がやってるのは単眼は見たことがないんですけど、あともう一つはその脳の左右っていうのは見ることができるんです。右脳と左脳が逆転しているかどうかっていう脳の左右。
そもそも右と左ってことですか。そこは聞いたことないので、そもそも脳って多分右にしかない左、心臓は右にしかないものと左にしかないものってありますし、そのお腹の臓器に関しては、肺に関しても他の臓器は右左が決まってますけど、脳に関しては確かに右左、ここだから右脳、ここだから左脳っていうファクター多分ないと思うんですね。
And what are you doing? What is your plan? Research plan. You actually found a medulloblastoma in Gorlin syndrome iPS trauma. So he can get he can have a thesis for that evidence. But in your case, I want you to screen the low molecules to prevent basal cell carcinoma. What is a research project, research strategy? And when are you gonna find the target gene?
Target gene is hedgehog-related target gene is discovered.
But in your system, iPS, Gorlin syndrome iPS.
Yeah, maybe good.
Do you have some data for that? What did you do in this April, May, June, 3 months? What did you do?
まだちょっと結果が出てないというのはその、ターゲットジーンになるのがすみません、日本語じゃないんですけども、おそらく GLI1 とか PTCH、そもそも PTCH の遺伝子っていうのがこのターゲットジーンに入ってくると思うんです。GLI1 は、このシグナルのそのアクティベーターでもあるし、あとはターゲットジーンでもあるので、そのターゲットジーンとあとは、PTCH がその、 ループを作っているものの、抑制因子として PDA 質の発現も増えるので、それのターゲットジーンとして評価をまずしたいと思ってるんですけど、今ようやく始まったばっかりですいません、ちょっと時間かかってるんですけど。
My question is, what you did in 3 months?
僕は、まずはそうですね、ゴーリンの細胞培養と、あとは僕が研究始めたばっかりだったので、そのいわゆるその
ゴーリン iPS。
ゴーリン iPS と、あとはそのリアルタイムなどでのそのメッセージ RNA の発言の評価のすみません、そのスキルに使ってしまったというのが実際には本当のところです。まだちょっと結果が。
Which gene did you investigate? Which gene?
GLI1. I have performed. I have not practically performed yet.
戦略は今後どうする？
今後はそのまずはベースの状態でのヘッジホッグのメッセージ RNA のパターンを見て、さらにヘッジホッグを加えヘッジホッグだったり、ヘッジホッグそのものを加えたりとか、あとは、SMO のアゴニストであるサグっていうのがあるんですけど、それを加えて。
Do you have some data for this for the iPS? Because you have the 3. How many iPS did you 4 clones? And do you know the mutation in the iPS cells, right? And did you identify the mutation in the Gorlin iPS? No. Okay. The second question: which gene is upregulated in your Gorlin syndrome iPS cells? Which gene target genes? なんか遺伝子調べた発言。
ECH は下がっていて、ECH は下がってました。遺伝子発
ミューテーションでしょ。下がる必要ないでしょ。下がるというよりも発現してないの、正常でも。
半分ぐらいになってるはずなんですよ。
なんで？デリション？ラージデリション？
そうです。ラージデリションもありますけど、NMD ですか、発現した mRNA の分解するような機構で、発現量は下がってるはずなんですよ。
なんで？ミューテーションで発現量下がらないじゃん。
ミューテーションで、
いやいや。
ナンセンス変異で速報度になってしまって、
わかりました。わかりました。じゃあプレマチュアターミネーションが降りるのね。
そうです。
わかった。それで全部4つとも。
はい。
ね。あら。そうですか。じゃあ半分になってたの？
半分より下がった。
あら、まあ素敵。それはよかったです。いや、もう興奮するとどんどん寄ってきて、アンドユーがこうどんどんこっちに逃れようとしてるのがおかしくてしょうがなくて、それをずっと見てたんです。なんかいいなと思って、そう途中で諦めてもう避けなくなりましたけどね。それはともかくなるほど。それでなるほど。それでそうですか。それで遺伝子は他の遺伝子何調べましたか？パッチ的な。
グリーン1もいて。
グリーンは変わってないでしょ？
一応ターゲットジーンになってるんですよ。
ターゲットジーンでもある。
ターゲットジーンでもあるの？
ターゲットジーンでもある。2と3は多分違うんですけど、グリーン1はターゲットジーンでもある。
グリーン1がグリーン1のターゲットジーンだってこと？だって
詳しいところははっきりと分かってないところもあるんですけど、ただグリーン1はターゲットジーンであることは間違いない。
そうですか。それどうだった？
で、それは
上がるの下がるの？
上がらないです。
変わんなかった？
むしろちょっと落ちてました。
ちょっとって言ったのね。
半分よりちょっと上ぐらいです。
半分ぐらいより上。半分 50% ぐらい下がった。そもそもは想定されるのは上がると思われる。
上がると思われる。
なるほど。それから他のターゲットジーンは調べた？
他のターゲッ 下流の遺伝子を調べたんですけど、特に変化はない。
上がってない。
上がってるのもあるんですけど、これはなんか実験の誤差なのかなっていう。
いや、何パーセントで。
ポジコンによっても違うので、MRC と移動も比較しても全然発現量が違ったので、どういう状況だというのをきちんと言えない。
なるほど。また
反応性が違うんじゃないかなと思うんです。何もない状況でそんなに違っちゃうと細胞増殖そのものが全然変わっちゃうと思うんで、多分おそらくヘッジホッグのを、加えたりとか何か刺激した時の反応性がおそらく違うんじゃないかなと思うので、だったらこう入れるっていうのが入れてみるっていうのが変わるのかなと思ってるんですけど。
なるほど。
ヘッジホッグ自身は、薬としては使われてるんです。多分昔、だいぶ昔の聞いたら、効果が強すぎて薬剤としては使えないみたいなことを製薬会社の人に、ヘッジホッグそのもの、その選手自身。
それを、更新させる方でってことですよね。聞いたことないんですけどね。
更新させるっていうか、
治療薬としてってことですよね。
更新させなきゃダメでしょ。だってパッチテロにミューテーションが入ってるんだから、それ系重複でその半分になっちゃったのを強くするっていう発想だね。
そういう薬剤は存在しないんですね。ヘッジホッグ自身っていう。
ヘッジホッグ自身っていうのは、
医療的には全然無理。理由を言うと、もともとのターゲットがベーサルセルカルシノーマなんで、この患者で困ってるのが BCC だけなので、
あとはその資源性核化動向って顎にできる顎にできるやつはどうしても再発するので、それに対してももしかしたらリスノデキン効いてるかもっていう話はあるので、結構再発ですごい困る、その手術がすごい多いので困るので、そういう意味ではそれももし再発が抑えられれば。
いずれにしてもクロニックな病気なんで、がんにしてもその資源性の脳本でもタンパク製剤という戦略が全く使えない。戦略として、飲み薬じゃないといけないんで、どうしても化成品っていう、化成品でしょ、あれビス。
はい、そうです。
白い粉じゃない。あってもいいよね。
ヘッジホッグって。
効きすぎるっていうんだったら、効くんだったら、効きすぎんだったら低用量使えばいいとか、なんか方法があるような。I would like to make a presentation how to screen the low molecules by using the disease or patient iPS cells. So for the, start from there. I'm working, I have a grant to support the research on drug screening of pediatric intractable patient or the developmental disorder. So for example, Marina worked on ataxia telangiectasia. We went to DNA repair deficiency syndrome. So for that we have a research team by Dr. Takagi at Tokyo Medical Dental University. They focus on ataxia telangiectasia and xeroderma pigmentosa. For that, we want to identify the low molecules for the AT. We call it the ataxia telangiectasia. So for that, I want to do the drug screening. At the very beginning, I would like to introduce which disease name of the DNA repair deficiency syndrome. There are in a DNA repair deficiency syndrome include ataxia telangiectasia, Cockayne syndrome, xeroderma pigmentosa type A, type C, UV sensitivity syndrome, and we have iPS cell lines. The number of the iPS cell line are listed here, and also we have some other disorder. Hajime, he established the Down syndrome iPS cell. Hydroamnia, right? iPS cell and the reverse cirrhosis. Also, we have congenital metabolic disorder, that ISO disorder, Wolfram syndrome. In addition to these iPS cell, we also have iPS cell generated from Kenta generated, successfully generated iPS cell from a patient with fulminant hepatitis and reverse cirrhosis. You established the iPS cell from the biliary atresia. So I want to identify, screen the drug, but usually in the pharmaceutical companies, they don't care for these pediatric disorder because they cannot get large amount of money from the viewpoint of financial issue. They don't care for the pediatric disorder. So what I want to take is the strategy of drug repurposing for rare disorder. I want to explain what the drug repurposing. Usually, drug starts from very new molecule, but each pharmaceutical company has large amount of low molecules which could not be used or stopped. Foods research and development stopped due to the lack of efficacy or the safety issue during the clinical trial. So they have a large amount of drug library for this. Yes, and so I want to emphasize that it is very easy. It is a very good way, best way to start from disease iPS, because for example, Gorlin syndrome iPS has gene mutation, so it is quite reasonable to identify the mode of action or mechanism of action of the low molecules. And also, if it is a gene mutation, the disease satisfaction is very high. And also, I want to tell here, efficacy and this mutation is really linked. So, for example, in the Gorlin syndrome, the VGD-MOB is a SMO inhibitor. So mechanism is very obvious. So more usually we don't most of the low molecules we do not know the linkage relationship between the efficacy and the molecules. So how we can start with how can promote gene screening for the ataxia telangiectasia. Fukawata-se, Okamura identified that this has parental has chromosomal abnormality. However, after generation IPS, they do not have, they have intact chromosome even after 2-year passage. However, they have disease IPS have a higher number of single nucleotide alteration rate. In addition to the higher increased single nucleotide alteration rate, the iPS cell have a UV sensitivity. This was performed by Kiranari and Rie. Rie is coming back next month, and this week she got married in Hawaii. She had a wedding, and anyway, so for this I want to take some strategy listed here. I want to do this with Chihiro and Michihiro. Oh no. Michihiro. So for first screening is a P21 EGFP cell. I want to use a P21 EGFP cell as a screening, as the first screening. Could you prepare the slide for me? Thank you. And also for this, I want to narrow down the hit low molecules. And then after this, I want to move to the animal model, or I want to get a proof of concept by using disease iPS cells. So for this, for example, XPA or XPC, at the very beginning, probably we need a positive control. I'm not sure we need a positive control or not, but anyway, we need a certain positive control for the primary screening. So for that, I want to use commercially available low molecule library, probably from Sigma or Cayman. But these are the positive control, but I do not know if we need a positive control or not. But after using, by using a positive control, we want to see first cell toxicity first. We want to see improvement of the abnormality. In this case, for example, in the P21 EGFP cells, I want to maybe screening strategy is something like this. We irradiated or the UV irradiated to the P91 EGFP cell. So after the stress or the H2O2 treatment, I believe that the cells start to express EGFP. But if the low molecule works, I guess the EGFP increase will not be detected. So that we want to we want to find some low molecule if it has a function of preventing upregulation of EGFP in the P21 EGFP cell in the first screening. And then I want to move to the iPS cell or the P21 or other cells if the low molecule may have a cell toxicity or not. And then and also we want to move to the iPS cells, XPA iPS cell. Maybe in that case, 1 or 2 iPS cell low molecules, so that the low molecule may improve the XPA symptom abnormality of the iPS cells. So after that, maybe we can move to the clinical trial. So at the very beginning, I don't know how many low molecules the company have. So if they have hundreds, maybe maybe we can see we do the screening by Naoko cell. I mean, Naoko cell means P21 EGFP cell. And also then we want to investigate the concentration dependency by Naoko cells, Naoko Otani, Professor Otani cells. And if the library number, low molecule is like something around 10, we can start from the disease-iPS cells. So, and then finally, if the 1 or 2, we could move to the safety test, initial, Hajime, and animal model. Hajime is metabolism, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion. It's a tiny dot distribution and metabolism and excretion and animal model. So among these screening strategy, I want to identify the number one chemical, low molecule. So if there is a related molecule or if they have reproducible chemicals, we can use these other molecules to test if these molecules act to the patient with DNA repair deficiency syndrome. So the important thing is these clinical trials are very expensive. For example, for the one clinical trial, they may use $1 million US. That means 1 億円. Maybe the 100 million yen, Japanese yen. So we go or not go is judgment is very important. So we need to investigate if there is the molecule has enough efficacy and could be druggable, or is it a new or unknown mechanism of action or mode of action, and also if the target is clear. Maybe we need to again confirm the mechanism, and also we need to develop the derivatives or not, and also evaluate new derivatives or not. This is my strategy for the Chihiro and the Michihiro. So maybe we can talk later because we have a meeting next week. Yes, Chihiro, please. And in addition to the DNA repair deficiency syndrome, we have a lysosomal stress disorder. This is done by Toshie Ono and Seiichi Kansaki. And so very interestingly, the intact iPS cell, blue liver, and also the red bar. This is a disease iPS cell. The vertical axis indicates the activity of each lysosomal storage and lysosomal enzyme. All of these are very low. Is this done by Okura-san? Did you do this? No, you haven't done it. But the important thing, this is very time consuming. So I want to screen by phenotype. I mean, loss of inclusion body. So I want to screen the low molecule by morphology, morphological abnormality. for example, we see very low inclusion body. These inclusion body. So if the low molecule inhibits accumulation of these inclusion body, maybe we can use the drugs, low molecules. And also, in addition to this, in accumulation of inclusion body, we may also move to the Fabry, because the number of the Fabry patient with Fabry disorder is very high. Not high though, but compared with the other disorders. Do you think so? You know, maybe, okay. Because recently we have a patient, we started to find a large amount of patients with adult patient with Fabry disorder. I mean, the patient has abnormality in heart function. Yes. And so, Gorlin syndrome. And then this is the final disease, Gorlin syndrome. We have 4 clones of Gorlin syndrome iPSC generated by you. So, in this case, at the very, I mentioned that I used screen by the Naoko Otani cell, N cell, by the marker of the EGFP in the P921 EGFP cell, Naoko cells. And then in the case of lysosomal storage disorder, I want to use a morphology. But in this Gorlin syndrome, I want to screen the gene expression pattern, up or down, up-regulated or down-regulated genes. For that, so we want to use the RT-PCR strategy for the screening by using the Gorlin syndrome iPSC and the intact iPSC. Of course, it is most importantly to use genetically corrected Gorlin syndrome. But unfortunately, I do not have a good technique to correct gene editing methodology. Actually, Hiroka and Urara failed to correct the ataxia telangiectasia and the XP iPSC. They used 2 years, but unfortunately, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at molecular biology. So I'm a molecular biologist, but I'm not good at molecular biology technique. So for that, unfortunately, we failed to generate the gene-corrected Gorlin syndrome. I don't want to use, I want to develop the gene-corrected Gorlin syndrome iPSC. So for that, I want to compare the intact and the disease iPSC by microarray. And then we want to screen the low molecule by expression of gene expression. So we identify the upregulating or downregulated gene by microarray, and then I want to screen the target genes by quantitative RT-PCR. First screening and second screening, and then I want to move to the high function. I don't know what the high function though. And then disease model, I'm not sure if we need a disease model or not. But finally, we want to do the clinical trial to the patient with Gorlin syndrome. The endpoint is a basalioma. Basalioma is a basal cell carcinoma. So microarray syndrome, gene expression pattern, and so first screening, second screening, and then finally we wanted to do the clinical trial. But I want to emphasize to the pharmaceutical companies that these low molecules need to be taken every day. So like like a drug to the patient with hypertension. So I believe that company can get enough amount of benefit, profit. Yeah. So I want to emphasize that profit. So when we think of the PL or the revenue, even the revenue, we can get enough money. It's very important for this kind of research and development. So, in addition, of course, this research and development is for the patient with Gorlin syndrome, but we may have a very mild type of the Gorlin syndrome in many patients. So I guess the low molecule could be druggable. So in addition to this, I want to take the same strategy to the patient with Down syndrome, with Kajiwara. Kajiwara established Down syndrome iPS cell, 21 trisomy. Cells have trisomy, and with this iPS cell, I want to do the completely the same strategy, with Gorlin syndrome iPS cell. I mean, started from microarray compared with an intact iPS cell and Down syndrome iPS cells, and then move to the gene expression level. So we want to compare the gene expression pattern by these Down syndrome iPS cell intact. So we can tell the further difference. It could be very mild, but very interesting. For example, this is T is effective to the patient with Down syndrome. Of course, we can use food ingredient, but I want to do the pharmacology. I want to develop the low molecule because it could be druggable. So this is going to be the last slide for my talk. For the development of the low molecule, we need a good alignment between company and our organization. I want to show them the disease list of the rare disease with high unmet medical needs plus no mutation. No mutation, very important. This is no mutation. For example, XP8, XPC, and GST-M1, GSPT1. Well, and ATM. And then, for case of Gorlin syndrome mutation, we find mutation in the patch. And in your case, you have a trisomy. Yes. So we want to show them that no unmet medical needs and with no mutation. So company can give us a list of compound, low molecule, that modulate disease pathway or phenotype, a gene expression pattern, so that we can do the clinical trial by Takagi's team and also the Takagi's team and Shimojo's team, not the Fuji's team. Maybe it's Fuji's team, but because you have a patient. So this is the last scheme of drug repurposing. Question or comment?
角型ので
どうぞ。電気つけて。
iPS をパッセージを続けていくと角型が正常になるというか正常が残るというか、これはメカニズムとしてはどう考えたら
メカニズムは分かんないけど起きるっていう噂が大きいね。
これは 凍結誘拐は全然しなくて、ずっとパスを実続けてる。
わかんないけど、なんか今の宮本さんの質問はやりたいことの一つなんだけど、まあ、やることはないけど、23つあったやつが培養し続けると2個になるっていう有名な、みんななんだ都市伝説。
このためにはないですよね。
2通りあるんですね。コンタミの可能性と、あともっとモザイク。モザイクだったらうちの、インタクトの方だけが伸びちゃったっていうことで、最初はあったんだけど、なくなっちゃったって言うんだけど、でもね、ある程度の場合ってもうコンタミコンタミはあとで一瞬でバレちゃうので、コンタミってショートタンデムリピートを見れば分かっちゃうので、全然それは問題がない。
男性の場合は染色体1本増えているので、その1本がなくなれば、もしかしたらそのパッセージを続けていくと染色体1個外れるかもしれない。
そうなん
ですよね。男性の場合は完全にパッセージを直せるかもしれない。
そうなんです。そうなんです。iPS で治っちゃうっていう噂が全部流れてて、うちは治ってないね、まだね。培養し続けてる。治ったらびっくりした。治ったらちょっと悲しいけどね、なくなっちゃうんだって。いや、iPS の特徴だって言われてるよね。例えば、これもそうなんだけど、これ治ったとは思ってないんだけど、ATM の最初はぐちゃぐちゃなんですね、だけど深川達が作った iPS って全部染色体はまともで、2年間まともなの。何にも起きない。全部で20分の20、100%。それももちろん STR やってるから混入とかありえない。もうショートタンデムリピートも見てるし、ミューテーションも見てるし、もう全然問題ないんだけど、科学的には何も問題ないんだけど、おそらくこれも理由2つ考えて、治ったというよりも正常なやつからしか iPS ができない。それで1回できた iPS はずっと染色体異常起きない。よく iPS で染色体異常起きるっていうのはよくは聞くけど、うちでは起きない。全く起きない。みんながよく頑張って普通によく培養してくれてるからだと思うけど、だけど正常化しちゃうっていう可能性は十分あって、なのでもし起こったらこれが2本になったら素敵。だからこれで遺伝子が上がるやつ下がるやつ見て、みんな同じことやったら、ダウンの子供に白い薬を飲ませて、基本治るものがあるでしょ。治らないものもあるだろう。ただね、問題点は21トリソミーの患者さんで遺伝子の発現が大きく変わると思えないね。すごい微妙な差なんで、その微妙な差をクオンティティブ RT-PCR で検出できるか。微妙な。わかんないけど。すごいだからバイオマーカー探しなんだよね、ゴーリンもダウンも。バイオマーカー探し。1回でも1個でもバイオマーカーが見つかれば。ダウンないでしょ、バイオマーカーって。ないよね。あるのって症状だけでしょ。血液で見つからないでしょ。血液のあ、そう。あら。なかなか21番染色体の遺伝子上がってなかったです。それだけは21番じゃなくたっていいんだよ。21番じゃなくたって 1.5 だから2分の3倍になってなくたっていいんだよ。オムレタンパク上がった何倍くらい2倍とか10倍はすごいんだよ。もしそうだとしたらドラッグアップだよ。すごいすごい。もしそうなら昨日聞いたんだけどな、あれ今なんか
可視化できるんでしょ。やったんでしょ。メラノサイト使うとか。iPS から可視化させて安定状態作ってって、そこでアミロイドでスクリーニングできるね。すごいね。Question? Comment?